Hi guys, welcome back.
Welcome.
Yes, more hollowing. I know it's in the title. Boring stuff. Who wants to know about hollowing? I'm just kind of. It's a bit like a part two because what I did yesterday, I rabbited on a bit and went through the tools, the hollowers, which were all these ones with the the round barred hollowers and stuff like that. What I didn't touch on was the SCH ones. Basically with the AU cutters, we've got the SCH. We do the SCH 1, okay, like that. This one's just in my handle. I don't have it in a standard handle now. I took it out so I can swap the bars because I've got so many chisels. I can't just have more and more. I can. But anyway, SCH 1, 10mm AU cutter on a 10mm bar. Okay, fantastic. For anything you do in small bowls and stuff. Then we go up, we've got the SCH, hang on, I've got two of those here, so let me get this one. SCH 2, okay, this is again 10mm cutter on a 12mm bar. So gives you that little bit more stability when you're overhanging a bit further. Okay, and then obviously we've got we put these down here. SCH 3 12mm cutter, okay, on a 12mm bar. That is absolutely fantastic for cleaning up. Now the difference between them, right, the benefits of having them on the square bar. I'm just checking whether I've got that one rolled back a bit more. So I just want to see for what one I want to use actually, because I've got two of these SCH2s. See, different handles, just two of them. So this one's an EU handle. I've not really used this one, I don't think. So I'll give that one a try. I made that one up just for fun. Right, sorry guys, I'm waffling off. I'm going off of where I was. Right, okay.
Square bar, round bar.
Square bar, round bar. Now, thing is, round bar's nice, but there is a problem with round bar when you're going inside it is you can't always know where, especially if you're doing anything where it's enclosed a bit, you can't always know where your cutter is. And I like the round bar because, as I said, if you get more used to using bowl gouges, you can come in, have it completely closed, roll it around to what aggressiveness you want, okay, for how fast a cut you want to take, how aggressive you want it to be. For new turners, and SCH 1s, 2s and 3s aren't just for new turners, don't get me wrong, they are for anyone. They are absolutely fantastic, but it takes all the guesswork out. I originally made these are what I call catch proof, okay. You cannot get, if you use them how they're designed to be used, you cannot get catch. I originally designed this chisel for Christopher Fisher, the blind wood turner, okay, as a thank you when he done a video review of my tools, and then I sent them to him afterwards. Now with these, you just place it flat on there and your cutter's at the correct angle for you to use it, and you can just go around, and if you use it like that or pull cut, you cannot get a catch. You can push it in, it can't catch, it will only cut when you want it to cut. Okay, where, I mean, you'll get a cut if you try rolling it up that way, but then that's just being silly, don't do that. It's not what you're meant to do. So we're going to take a few cuts with it and just see. So if you're new to turning, then the SCH 1, 2 and 3, absolutely fantastic for hollowing, really good. But as are the standard cutters as well, but these are really good. And before anyone asks, no, I do not do the standard cutters mounted at 45 degree. Because you don't want to use them at 45 degree all the time, that's why. And if it's mounted on the bar like this, you don't want to be rolling it the other way. I'll do them on a round bar if you want that. Right, so let's see how these perform, okay? So again, we'll just start up. I've already roughed these down just to save time. You know how to do that and rough the outside of the bowl. I haven't finished them, they're not going to be kept as bowls. This is just demonstration. Right, so just flat on the, and now again, I always keep the tool rest just close to the pan. I've got about 3mm gap between there and right, and all we have to do is come in and that's all we're doing. It's a pivot. We just hold there and we just pivot. You've got to do the same. You can't come in here like this, and don't come in and do this straight in here. Don't do this, okay? That's not what it's, you'll find it won't even want to cut. Look. It won't want to cut it, look. Okay? Not designed. You're going to come that way, there, and pivot. Then it'll cut. There, and pivot. Right, exactly the same way. Drop the handle down. So come in, drop the handle, up, and down. And you'll get a beautiful clean cut. SCH2 works exactly the same way, okay? Come in, drop the handle, round we go, and there we are, exactly the same. It's just the two's got a heavier bar, so if you're doing bigger bowls, when you're a bit deeper and you're coming down to there, the 12mm bar gives you a bit more stability, okay? But again, we can just and as you can see, that's gone down really quick. That's down to the bottom already, so I've got to be careful because that's not got that much depth on it. Right, SCH3, same thing, 12mm, but now we've got the 12mm cutter. Okay, now this one is fantastic. Fantastic for cleaning up. Okay, same thing, come round and just finish. Now that gives a super beautiful smooth finish, absolutely brilliant. Okay, come in here, just again keep your chisel flat, it's all done for you. The only thing I'd say to adjust is as you start, go up and come down. So do this, you want this motion, okay, you want this. So we come in here, on there, we go up and we come down. And we finish off on that bottom, and that gives us a beautiful finish there. We can come in, just clean up, take a couple of little, there we go, beautiful finish. We can do a little bit like that. Now again, do I use them on the outside of bowls? No, you can, but no, there's better tools for it. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got. There, now, apart from that tiny little bit there, which is on the end grain there, look, that is a beautiful smooth finish in there. Okay, look, we've got lovely smooth finish. We've got knots here and everything, but we've got a beautiful finish. Tiniest little bit of sand in and a bit. You're not going to get it as good as you'll get a piece of the sycamore, which I kept calling cedar yesterday. It's actually sycamore, but it was pretending to be cedar, but I caught it out. A piece of yew, piece of walnut, beech is beautiful, love turning beech. You're never going to get as good a finish on this as you will on those because of the type of wood this is. It's a soft wood, it's spruce, it's a fence post. It's been tannalized, you know, so it's as dry as old boots, and it's, you know, you're not going to have it good. But now I don't do the 6mm or the 8mm on this because in all honesty, that size of cutter, better on a round bar. You really want to be able to play with that. You want to be able to roll it around. These, perfect like this. If you have a bit of trouble with the rolling, then it's set for you. You can't go wrong with it, you know. Like I said, they're not like a bowl gouge. If you come in with a bowl gouge and you just hit the bottom, you'll be in trouble. With these, they're not like, they don't cut. Here, look, they can't cut. No cutting, okay? They only cut when you bring that cutter into play. There. And all we're doing, look, one thumb. And we pivot down. Like that. That's all it takes, that one finger. Okay? And like I said, we can pull cut with them as well. Even the 12mm, look, we come in here. Nice and slow, let it clear the wood. But again, notice I dropped the handle slightly. I dropped the handle. not as good a finish because we're pulling out, and really this is bowl oriented. We want to go in, okay? But sometimes I mean, look, you can just come in and, you can get the gentlest of touch with it. Clean up that bottom. This is my clean-up gouge. I don't have a bottom feed bowl gouge anymore. It's this. This is what cleans up my bottom of my bowl. If I've got to clean the bottom of a bowl, it's this. I don't use, you all know I don't use scrapers, guys. Nothing against them, nothing wrong with them. Okay, not for me. Not when I can get that finish, okay, off of a carbide, which, if I'm doing that with scrapers, I'll have to go back, raise a burr, do all that sort of stuff, sharpen it. This, that cutter's been like a year of being used, and it's still as sharp as the day it was put on there. It's absolutely brilliant. It comes in, goes round, and that, even on a bowl this size, it just finishes it up beautiful. No lines, no ridges, nothing. So I don't have a bottom feed bowl gouge anymore. Let's take that piece off because we've basically run out of wood on that. Right, yeah, very nice. And they're just going in the bin, they're just scrap pieces. Now, that's, as I say, soft wood. This is a bit of a
Sycamore.
cedar more.
Cinnamon.
A new wood I've invented, cedar more. Right, and again, it works exactly the same, okay? Exactly the same on this. And this is all you've got to do, guys. Come in, and all it is pivot, look. Pivot, that's all it is, look, one finger. All we're doing is pivoting, okay? We're just pivoting. Pivot round, boom. Come up, come down. Come up, come down. And that's it. And it's the same with all of them. The 3 is absolutely fantastic chisel. I mean, look at what that removes. Look at it. Right, now, that's beautiful and smooth. That is absolutely beautiful smooth, look. Look at that. That is just such a beautiful finish, that really is. It'd be a shame to rough it up with sandpaper, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway. Right, so, a lot of people come out with a comment. If you learn with carbide, it'll spoil you for, make it harder to learn with traditional. Make it harder to use traditionals, spoil you, or so much rubbish. I'll get fed up with what they come out with. Right, it'll spoil you, okay? Ruin you, you'll be ruined, you will. Right, so, we have our standard carbide, okay? There's our standard carbide. We've got our SCH, okay? We'll discard the 3 at the moment, all right? We'll put that back where it lives, over here. Right, and what we'll do is we're gonna have a spindle gouge, just a half-inch spindle gouge, okay? And we're gonna have a little half-inch hole gouge, okay? Right, so we've got a standard carbide, we've got an AU carbide, okay? I'm not going to use the round bar, I'm going to keep it with the SCH. We've got that. We've got our spindle gouge. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the SCH, and I'm actually going to put, if I can find it, here we go. I'm going to actually put an AU on a round bar as well, okay? Actually, even better than that, what I'm going to do, because I love having a go with it. I'm going to use my smaller one. I'm going to put my little 6mm here as well, right? My favourite little. Right, so we've got these tools, right? All different. Okay. Now, what we do is we go, and this is how I would advise you practice, okay? So we've got our 9mm. Now remember, when you get steep, with anything, let me, hang on. Sorry. When you get steep sided, now like yesterday with the 12mm, I knew, I said I'll probably get a bite, I'll probably get bitten with this, and I knew I'd get that catch because it's straighter sides. It's more for a bigger bowl, slower curved bowl. I haven't got one here. But when you come to steeper sides, it's the same with, if you've got, you just empty this out. Right, if you've got something you're doing like this, okay, it'll pop like this. When you come to go down this side, if you're trying to do that with a bowl gouge, okay, with trouble with a bowl gouge, you've got your wing here, and you're going to come down here. You can't keep your tip, so you're going to come down, your wing's up. It gets dangerous, you're going to get a catch, right, to come down that inside. But to come down that inside, a fantastic tool for it, it's a spindle gouge, because a spindle gouge can run all the way down, okay? And if you've got a spindle gouge which has more of a detail grind on it, like this, you can get that all the way down and hollow that, and perfect control, no catching, no grabbing, run in the bevel, pick up the cut, okay? So come in, close it, roll it, pick up the cut, and you can follow all the way down. If you come in with a bowl gouge, okay, you roll it, you'll pick up, you can't, you'll be here. You can't come in on the wing. The wings roll over, they're too steep, okay? So again, bowl gouge, not good for that job. And I know that upsets people because like but it's my go-to tool. It's my favourite. Look, tools don't get jealous, okay? It is just a tool. It will still love you tomorrow, okay? If you use this one today, then that one will still love you tomorrow. Don't worry about it, okay? It won't. No, they don't get jealous. So don't have to think, oh, I've got to use my bowl gouge. Use the right tool for the job, okay? There is a correct tool to use for every job, and that might not always be your favourite tool. So learn to use them all. So right, we're going to make some cuts now. Right, our carbide, okay? So we're going to come in, we're going to, like I said, we're going to roll it, we're going to pick our cut up here, and we're going to come round. And yes, I have shown all this before. Right, so we've made our pass, okay? With our carbide, our flat carbide. Right, so now we've got our AU, okay? Our SCH. And we've just done it anyway, but we'll show it again. We've come in, and all we're going to do is exactly the same thing. Right, now as you notice, this one, the cutter's already in its position, so I don't have to roll it. The only difference with this one, I rolled it to get that same position as that cutter. That's the same position, okay? So then we come our little 6mm one here, and look, here we come. We roll it, and we've done exactly the same cut. Nothing has changed. Our muscle memory is the same for all of them. Then we come to our spindle gouge, okay? And we're coming here, and we pick up our cut. And look, exactly the same action, the same muscle memory. We're doing exactly the same. Bowl gouge. So we come with our bowl gouge, we close our flute, we pick up our cut, we rotate, we've got our cut, we go up, we come down, we finish at the middle. Exactly the same cut. And every tool, the cutting edge, the bit that does the cutting, is presented at the same angle when we're doing our cutting. And if we've got our SCH, we're at the same angle. All three of them. Look, spindle gouge, bowl gouge, carbide. So where does carbide ruin you for learning with traditional? To me, it helps you, because you can practice with this with no grabbing, no catches, no bevel to worry about. It's all there. Look, everything's good. Come back here, pick that up, okay? Take that cut. We can practice that all day long. Like this, look. We can practice that, and then tomorrow we can pick up our bowl gouge
and we can come in and we can do exactly the same cut. The only difference is we present that angle, not the bar. It's not set the same way. Okay? Our spindle gouges, we can come in, we just rotate, pick up our cut. This has got a slightly different grind on it, so I can't get as fine a turn on that bottom, but we can come in and we can... I'm going to go through this in a minute probably. But we can do our same cut. But we can come in with our spindle gouge, we can pick up along the edge here. And the beauty of this is we can go a lot straighter on our side. Bit more awkward when we come to the bottom because we'll lose the bevel, okay? But we've still got a nice cut there. So if we lose our bevel there, we can come in with our little carbide and pick up where that one left off, which is there. And there. No, this one just said, I've removed those tool marks for you, Spindly. All right, Spindly, I've removed the tool marks for you. But in all honesty, guys, there is no difference, is what I'm trying to get at.
People come out with all this stuff. Oh, Carbide, it'll ruin you. I mean, look at that, look. Last cut with spindle gouge and bolt gouge. And now that is, guys, there is, look. There is not a shred of torn. That it's actually even shining. Look at it. Look. Okay. You couldn't get a cleaner finish, and that was spindle gouge. And then because Spindly couldn't actually get round the bottom completely because we lost a little bit on the bevel there. The little Carbide come in, picked it up, took that little bit out. So how's Carbide going to ruin you for learning with traditional? You know, it'll be much harder. No, it won't. If you learn to use your Carbide, which you can do with a lot less catches, and you can gradually learn. It's like with your 9mm, you know. It's nothing more frustrating. Believe me, I know. I've seen a lot of people that are learning, okay? So you don't need muscle, not turning. There's nothing more frustrating than every time you come in with this bolt gouge, you get bang and you get a catch, and you put a mark in your wood, and you get you're frightened. I've seen people, I've watched lots of people, some very good turners as well, and they're frightened. You can see the hesitation, the knuckles go white. Yeah. They get this, and the hesitation, and they're, please don't catch, please don't catch, please don't catch. Oh, thank you. I've left a few tool marks, but don't worry, I'll sand it out. You've seen it, guys. It's that fit, because this only works a certain way, okay? I mean, you don't want to be coming back here and pulling. You don't want to be using it to scrape. You don't want to come in just on the tip like that. It's going to grab, it's going to dig in. You're going to get catches, okay? But with your Carbide, even on the flat ones, well, you can come in flat. And you can gradually learn, just a tiny little bit at a time. Just learn to bring it over. And eventually, what you'll find, you'll just come up to your piece of wood and you'll just go round like that. All you've got to remember is it's always off the tip when you're using a flat carbide. Well, all tools, really, all your carbides, off the tip. So this is your arrow, okay? This points at any flat surface. Now, when I say flat surface, if I'm going there, that's not a flat surface, okay? That is a flat surface. That's the flat, that's there. This must be pointing all the time. So as I go round and it changes, if I come up here, flat is there. So I've got to be right over here. This is pointing, okay? Point to the flat. It's the easiest way to remember. If you want to come on the front, don't try and come in like this. Don't come in like this. Point to it, flat. Then once you start to cut, you can just rotate the handle and get a nice little slice, okay? But here, it must point in. Then you can do whatever you want. You can rotate it, you can do all this, okay? And nothing, you won't get no problems. The problem comes is if you think, right, I'm going to come in and take, and you'll come in here, you'll roll it over, and I know people have done it, I've seen people, I've watched them do it, even though I've shown them 10 times how to do it, and they come straight in and go like this. You'll come in, there, cutters up, bang, look, cutters up, bang, dig. It's going to dig in, and it's going to grab you, okay? And it'll be bang, and you'll feel, oh, I'm not trying that. Right, you come in here, look, when I turn that, the most it would ever do is maybe try to skip that, run that way. But we're holding it, so we just come in, we pick our cut up, and we follow around. But we must follow with the handle. We can't pick the cut up and push in, because when we get here, we'll catch. What happened on the round one, I come in yesterday, it was a steeper side. So as you come down, you come to this bottom, and that cutter's gonna catch it. So, wrong tool for the job. If you're doing a steeper sided, wrong tool for the job, don't use it. You wanna get in with something like this one and get down, and then when you've gone too far, again, change over. Spindle gouge. Spindle gouge will go straight down. It will go straight down the side of a pot and run that bevel. If you've got a steep side, our one, which is our spindle gouge basically, is our detail chisel. That will come in and that will go all the way down to the bottom of a straight edged pot on the bevel and give a cut. Okay, a little bit more practice needed with it. Don't you dare ever come in on that angle with it, because I'm telling you, it will give you one almighty grab and you've got a lot of blade there. It won't kill you, but you might need to go and change your underwear. But they're all learning. Catches are good, because catches teach you not to get catches, because you don't like them. They're front. Skip backs are not catches. Okay, what I got yesterday with the 12mm cutter, it wasn't a catch, it was a skip back. Okay, skip back. I came in, like I said there, I've shown it, the cutter's up. Okay, if you turn, look, you can see what happens to the chisel as I turn it. If I come here, look, you can see it wants to dig in. Okay, it's the same with your spindle gouge. If you come in like this, look, it every time, that's a bang. Okay, but if you come in with it here, look, it automatically it wants to go backwards, and that's what you have to, that's why you start it and you go forward. Okay, so I say, when you make a cut, you commit to a cut, you follow the cut through. Don't commit to make a cut and then change your mind and come off. Make your cut, flow, learn to flow with one movement. Don't hesitate, don't get down to here and then start to hesitate, and because that's when you'll get catches. You start your cut, make it, follow it through. It's like when you come to a roundabout, nothing worse, person in front decides to go, starts to go, hits their brakes. You're looking that way, you go straight up their arse, didn't you?
Yeah.
You commit, you go. If you're going to go, put your foot down, go. Gone. That's it. There's nothing worse. He who hesitates. Okay. Right. So basically that's my fit. I'm just going to clear it because I've just done that. What's the clear? I've used a bowl gouge. Okay. Again, come in, flute close, easiest way. Flute. That's my flute. Okay. Then my bevel there. Bevel's pointing in the direction. So we come in with it closed. Little throttle back like motorbike, vroom vroom. Right, throttle back, follow through, go up the hill, and then come down the hill to home. There you go. Perfect. And that's all there is to hollowing with a bowl gouge, guys. And that finish is absolutely. And you've seen we've done it with the Carbide, we've done it with the spindle gouge. Look, same finish. We got that same finish with a spindle gouge. We've got it with a bowl gouge. We've got it with the AU cutters. That's your hollowing, guys. Absolutely sorted. Okay. No need to have any problems with hollowing. Never have problems with torn grain or hollowing. That was all in one lesson. There you go. Done.
There you go.
Right.
Lesson taught.
Like I said, don't treat them differently and they won't behave differently. Treat them all the same. Spindle gouge is just a lower winged bowl gouge basically. It's got exactly, that's a spindle gouge, it's got exactly the same steel. Okay, you put them back to back, you can't even tell the difference. I've said it before, you put them back to back, you know, you can't even say which one is which. You don't know. It's only when you come round here and you see the flute. There's nothing to do with strength, okay? Tangs, they're both in the same amount. When you go and buy a bowl gouge, spindle gouge, take them apart, you'll see they're both in the same amount. When it's tangs, they talk about roughing gouge, but I don't know why. It's got nothing to do with a tang on a roughing gouge. A roughing gouge is just totally wrong tool to use on anything like this. The flute, that's the only difference. It's the same steel, same hardness of steel, same quality of steel. Everything's the same. They've both got exactly the same angle put on them. This has got a 50 degree, This has got 50 degrees, okay? This one, the flute calls it, because the flute is deeper, what it is the bar is still rolling over at the top. So the wings come over, okay? With the spindle gouge, because they end on more or less on the half of the bar, they're straighter up, so they don't roll over so much. So to come down and get on that, with a bowl gouge, you've got to roll it over. That puts that cutter in that position where it's a fraction off of a scrape, and that really it's not even the thickness of a hair. It's less than it's what I'd say a gnat's fart, and that tool is going to want to grab and go in and dive in. With a spindle gouge, it's different because the flute is different. It doesn't roll round, so when you come in and you pick up that cut, it doesn't want to dive in. It's got the bevel supporting it straight away. Okay, you can pick up the cut so much easier, and you can run down. That's why sometimes a spindle gouge can be nicer. Nothing wrong with using spindle gouges on bowls. Trust me, there is nothing wrong with using a spindle gouge on a bowl, and any size bowl you can do it. Just get a bigger spindle gouge. That's all you need to do. Go for a slightly heavier spindle gouge. Yeah, that's that. So there we go. I've got a little piece of wood here. Pop in this chuck. If it'll fit in this chuck, I don't know whether it will. I've just got a bit of look, I'll look at that. It's fully closed. That's just going to give me just a little bit of grip, just enough to turn it. Okay, I'm not going to do nothing silly. I'm not going to get no catches. What I'm going to do is going to move this up, and we're going to put a little step center on it. But no, we're not. We're not going to put a step center on it. I've lied. We're going to put a little pointy one on. I need to get some more of these. If anyone wants to donate them, I'd be happy. But there you go. I've ruined my points. I've caught them so many times. Right, get that to move so it's close enough to centre. Right, okay. So again, on spindles with your carbide. Okay, now let's just, I've done these before in videos, but I'm just going to do a little recap because I know a lot of people, new subscribers have come along. They don't want to hunt through 230 odd videos. So, right, okay, so we've got a spindle. We've roughed it down, okay? Use whichever tool you want. We've roughed it down. Right, everyone loves to use skew chisels, don't they? For some reason. I don't know why. I think it's a bloody horrible tool personally. But there you go. Spindle, skew chisel, okay? So we're going to come in and we're just going to ride on our bevel, and we're just going to take a couple of little cuts like this. We're going to get it round. I'm going to sort it out first. Right, and we're going to come along here, look. We're coming along. We're getting all that bounce out of it. There we go. That's out. Right, and we can just make some cuts. This isn't a very sharp one, this one actually. I might have to go over to a sharp. Let me get a sharper chisel. That's not very sharp. It needs to sharpen. Here we go. This one's probably sharper. I've been using these skews a bit the other day. Right, so yeah, here we go. Look, we come down, okay. And I'm just showing how we're making our cuts, okay? We're just following our cuts like this. Just doing a gentle taper like that, okay? Just a gentle taper. Lovely and smooth, beautiful smooth finish. I'll show you the smooth finish, look. Beautiful smooth finish, look. Look at that, off a skew. Everyone says that you can only use a skew to get a finish like that. Okay? But, again, we can use our chisel. Right, it's got a square chisel. It's got an R2 cutter on it. Okay? And we can come in the same, look. There's our cut, we're going to start cutting. Like so. Right, I think actually I'm a little bit low here. Now let me bring this tool rest up a bit.
I'd rather it just a little bit high, not that bloody high. Christ, all over the top. Right, so, okay. So we come in, and again, we're the same, look. We're just coming down. We've got a bevel, okay, we've got a bevel, we can back cut a bit, be careful, we will want to try and skip back if you back cut. So here we are, look, we're coming down, okay, and there we go, and we've got a, now remember, you can only get a finish like that with a skew. Well, I think we seem to have the same finish with this. So, you've got both sides there. Let me get rid of this tool. Then we've got the same, we'll do stuff with a spindle gouge, okay? So let's lower that down a little bit. We're on a spindle, and we do stuff with our spindle gouge, and we can come in, we pick up our cut here. Remember, when you're doing tapers, as you go along, you've got to lift your handle, okay? So as the taper's going down, right here, we lift our handle. See, look, my handle's coming up. We're coming up, we're coming up, we're coming up, we're coming up, we're coming up. We're going to slow it down a bit. There we go. And we get a lovely finish. And we still get a finish like that, but we can only get that off of a skew though, so just ignore that. Alright, so we can only get that off a skew. Right, so we can use our spindle gouge and do the same cuts. And I mean, as you know guys, we can roll beads with it and do all that sort of stuff. We can do all this fancy stuff. We can do coves, we can come in, okay? We can do a cove. As we all know, when we do a cove, we come in from one side to the middle, we come in from one side to the middle. We all got that, yeah? Right, so when we turn that round like that as a bowl, we only go from one side. We don't come from the middle out, because we wouldn't turn a cove from the middle out, would we? So we don't ever do bowls middle out, only end grain. Proves the point, there you go. Right, now, the other one we've got here is we can come in with our carbide, and we can do the same. We can pick it up and we can make that same cut. Now you can notice that the cut is exactly the same, okay? I'm not doing anything different with the spindle gouge. Oh, it's not a spindle gouge. See, I didn't even realise what I was using. With the carbide, we're doing the same as we did with the spindle gouge, okay? We come in, we pick up our cut, we're on our bevel, and we're running down, and we've got to do the same. We've got to raise our handle as we come down, okay? As we come down here, look, we're raising the handle there, off of there. Right, now then, but obviously we can't get a finish like that off of carbide, because we can only get a finish like that with a skew. You can never ever get a finish like that off of carbide, okay? Right, you've got to remember that. And again, we can make our coves. Now a lot of people, if they make a cove with a carbide, they'll do this. Yeah, have you done that? And you'll have a rough finish in there. So don't come in like this. Look, just roll it, the same as we did with the spindle gouge. Just roll it, look. See the shavings we're getting, look. Just roll it. Come into the middle, the same as when we're doing a bowl. Look at that. Okay, so we do a scrape in here, which isn't bad, I must admit. That, I mean, carbide are so good, it's not actually bad finish on that. But if you run your finger in there, you can feel it. You can feel it on the edgings here. But here, that is as smooth as what we got with our spindle gouge. Look, it's dead smooth, okay? The difference is just come in and just do exactly the same. Roll it and cut in. We've got this, we have a slicing action with it, because this is our bevel. Look, we've got a bevel in contact there, okay? It's just with this, we haven't got the curled up flutes, but we don't need it because the actual cutting bit is that little flat bit there, okay, right in the middle. The wings don't matter because we don't cut with the wings. When we're doing our spindle gouge, our actual cutting bit when we're doing this work is right on this. It's a flat bit. It's flat. It's not curved there. This is what's curved. We're not cutting with that. We're not doing that. We're just coming in here like this, okay, and we're cutting. So when we go over to the carbide, we do exactly the same. We just come in here and in here. But with a spindle gouge, there's always that chance when you come down here that that might catch that, or this wing might catch here. When you've got the carbide, that's gone because there's no wing to catch. So we're just going to come in here and come in here. But because we use them both the same, carbide will not ruin you, okay? It will not slow down your progress of moving over to traditional. Use them both the same. Don't stick to one tool, never ever, okay? Don't just stick to traditional, don't just stick to carbide. Use them both. If you love your carbide and you can't be bothered with the sharpening, I can understand it. But if you just grab the odd little, like a spindle gouge or something, you can sharpen it up. You can sharpen it up easy on any sort of grind, even on your sanders or that. You can sharpen them. It's just approach it differently. But you can use them the same, and it just gives you that little bit. You get that bit of confidence. And like I said, guys, just do it exactly the same. And when you come over onto your detail chisel, I mean your pointy one, and we can do it. It doesn't have to be that. That's my one that's got that grind on it. We can do it. We've got, look, it's just a standard type 3 one, okay. And we can come in. We can pick our cut up exactly the same here, okay. And we can come down. It's getting a bit more awkward now because I've tapered that down quite a bit. But look, see, we're using our bevel. I've got to raise my handle quite high here because I've tapered this down and I've got my tool rest quite high. This is on a 10mm bar. But here we are, look, we're on our bevel. There's our bevel. I'm just going to go down to that point there. No, I'm not. I'm going down to that point there. Right, now, there we are. And remember, this is a detail. Look, there's a cut we can only get with a skew. That's the finish. We can only get that with a skew, all right? So that didn't really happen with this. But again, this is our bevel, guys. Look, there's a bevel there. Come in on that bevel. And we'll start with our handle down because we're on our bevel there. We pick up our cut. We've got a cutting edge there, okay? We're coming down and we raise our handle and we follow it all the way down, okay? And that's how we get that finish, and that's that finish. And as I said, the same, we can do the little coves the same, come in, you know, just all we're doing is we're on our bevel and we're going to do exactly the same. We're just going to come into the middle and off, and to the middle and off, and we're going to have a super lovely smooth finish there, okay? It's beautiful. And if you want to be a bit of a smart arse and do some little, roll some little beads, you can come in and you can roll some little beads as well if you just want to be smart about it, okay? And that's as I said, guys, with the carbide. So the carbide detail chisel again is not used any different to our spindle gouge. We're using exactly the same. Don't think because it's carbide it's got to be used differently. Hold it flat, push it in flat, parallel to the floor. Not rubbish. It's absolute rubbish, guys. Use it the same. It is just another piece of sharpened metal. It has a sharp edge on it. It's just with carbide, the benefits of it, and I still say if carbide had been around 50 years ago, they would have been using carbide, because all they had back then was scrapers, and they didn't have Tormek, they didn't have Pro Edge, Robert Sorby Pro Edge, they didn't have CBM wheels. A lot of them were using oil stones and things, and the old, you know,
hand wheels to
Pedal.
sharpen their tools. If they could have had a carbide, believe me, they would have been using carbide, because you work all day with it and you wouldn't sharpen it. They wouldn't be running about raising burrs and stuff like that and sharpening that. They would have used carbides. It's just they weren't around. Okay, it's like, you know, just go back a few years, if we didn't have a cordless drill, everyone used a hand screwdriver, went home with blisters and God knows what else, and slipped and cut hands because you slipped. Now we've got a cordless drill. There you go. It's just move with times, isn't it? But
It's
use
called
both.
progress.
It's called progress, exactly. Move with times. Move with times. That's all you got to do. Anyway, that's that, guys. I will see you on the next one. Toodle pip. Anything you want to know, drop me a line. I'll always answer as best I can.
Yeah.
Give you my honest opinion. One quick one. When I said yesterday about Lisa's going,
Go on.
here we go. Another one.
Go on, here we go.
Another just a quick one. Right, as I said, the 15mm round hollow forms, fantastic. You know, with the little little opening. You can get a 1 inch opening, you can get in. If it's a bit bigger, then even better, and you can get right round. Bigger hollow forms, you can still get round. You might want one of your hook tools, you know, like I do the GT SH4, to come in and undercut, obviously, because you can't undercut with it. But some people don't like this rolling on a square bar. That's fine if you don't, because just go in with the 15mm on a round bar. Then you haven't got to worry, because you can roll it quite easily, and it rolls nicely and it will go round. A round bar will be a bit kinder on the edge of your rim if you do happen to catch it, but you can go in the same. Now, 16mm round bar, 12mm square bar, but corner to corner, 16mm. Corner to corner is 16mm. So we've got the same size bar, so you'll fit the same opening. Okay. The only thing is, what I would say, and I'd not majority of the times I like a square bar, okay, and I roll it because I've always done it. With the round bar, the only thing I would say, I'm okay because I have my set screws here, okay, for my handle. Put a mark on it, because when you're hollowing away and you'll be inside your butt and you'll be doing this and you're doing all that, you can very easily lose track of where you are. Okay, as in your cutter. And what you don't want to do is come into this side with the cutter up that way and get a catch, because your little bowl's going to be gone. Okay, if you're going to back cut, you want it that way. Roll it that way and go in, and you can do it. You get a lovely finish. Okay, but you don't want it to go that way, because it will grab you, will give you a catch, and your bowl will say bye bye. Okay, so
Just explain with the cutter side of it again, so that I get a close-up shot of what.
well, if you're going to do for back cut, you want it to be that way, okay? And you'll be fine to push in. You can push in all day long, comes to the bottom, run it across the bottom, it will be fine. You won't get a catch, because when that comes to the bottom, the wood's turning that way, this is up that way, it won't catch, it doesn't cause any problems, okay? The only problem comes when that side's up and that catches, okay? Now, if you happen to be here and you're hollowing away and you're doing that and you sort of brush that off and you go back in and you're not quite sure which way you was you here, was you there, you could actually come in with it up that way. You'll catch the side and your bowl will say bye-bye. Okay, so I would mark up your stem for your center so you know which way is which. Okay, that you know that's flat. Like I said, for me, I'm okay. I've got my set screws, so I know exactly where I am. Because I will forget, because, you know, sometimes something distracts me, and I might, on the rare occasion, talk or something like that. And then I'll...
That's a rare occasion.
So there you go, guys. That's just a simple into that. But yeah, I have found that the 15mm is absolutely fantastic for doing the hollow forms. And then, of course, for your shear cut, you've got your shear cut hollowers, we've got the other hollowers. Then I do the deep hollowers. That's the 12mm AU, 10mm AU on 16mm round bar. This is a really solid tool. It's heavy weight, it's solid. This will get you into those big bowls, right the way down the bottom, across the bottom, bring it round, up the sides, drop the handle, out you come. No vibration, no chatter, no nothing. Okay?
We do the 9mm as well, don't we?
Yeah, I do the 9mm straight cutter as well, which again, fantastic. So, like I said, That's the end of the video, guys. Right. I think that covered them. But yeah, use them the same. You don't have to chop, you know, like I said to you, the SCH ones, the cutter's already there on the side. With the other ones, the 10mm, 12mm on round bar, 12mm on a round bar. You know, we come in, if it was a bowl gouge, we'd just come in here, we pick up our cut, we rotate it, we push round. Okay, that's carbide. The same with the round, the 12mm round, standard round, 15mm standard round, whatever. 9mm round, even the 9mm, like the 9mm round here on this, the number 2 box. Right, again, we come in, roll it, pick up the cut, follow it round. Done. Exactly the same as your bowl gouges. Don't matter what size your bowl gouge is, even if it's one of these big super duper go to space and come back without it melting bars like that. Crown Cryo super duper. Again, we come in, we have our flute closed, no cutting. Flute closed for and new turners. Flute closed. When I say flute closed, because I say it on, it confused Lisa, because she's like, you said close, come in, close it, open it, close it, open it. What do you mean? She's like, right, well, I'm so used to it with bowl gouges and spindle that this is the flute, okay? That is fully open when your flute is straight up, okay, like that. That is closed, right? No cutting, can't cut. So you come in with it closed. We rotate it. The more we open it, the more aggressive it will get, to a certain point where you'll get to there and then it goes bang and your bowl's disappeared because it's just way too
Totally
aggressive.
open, yeah.
So we come in, flute closed, bevel point in, direction we want to go in, rotate it, pick up our cut and follow through, and we follow round. The bevel always pointing to the flat. So when you come round, when you get to the bottom of the bowl, the bottom being the flat, this can't be here and finish because our bevel is pointing in. This just wants to go in all the time. That's the route it wants to take. So when you come round onto the bottom of that bowl, that's got to be round here, going to the center. The flat, it's got to point in that direction. The flat must always be pointing onto the flat. So there, if we cut, that will travel along there. If we come down here, that has got that side. All it wants to do is travel that way. It wants to keep going in, and that's when you come to the bottom of your bowl and it goes round like that, lovely and smooth, and you'll hear it straight away. And that's because it wants to go in, and you're holding it back, and that's what you'll get. So as soon as you get that, just bring your handle round. If your bowl's too steep and you can't do it, you need to change your grind. That's why 45-degree grind, absolutely useless for the bottom of bowls. 40-degree, useless for the bottom of bowls. They don't work. So there you go, guys. That's just that little bit of information. If it's any good 21, then good. If it's not, then just disregard it and carry on doing what you're doing. There you go. Be happy with what you're using. Learn to use what you've got, and learn to use as many tools as you can. Okay, I mean, I've been able to play with these things here, like this.
Oh, that pointy thing.
This thing, that bloody lethal. There. Actually, it is a good tool, and when you get into it and you've had half an hour of using it, you get to flow with it. When you first pick it up, you come in here and you go like this, and it getting that bevel and it skip. But all it is skips. They're not bad catches. They don't hurt no one or nothing. I just got to play with on play days. I would never use it on particular turn-ins. It's just something to play with, you know. I've done some little birdhouses with it, sliced it in, done all that. Yeah, it can be quite good. It's funny, it's like I watched one on YouTube the other day, the video, and I think it's a Russian one, and in Russia, see, when they have like their gouges like this, they don't put a bevel here, the bevel's on the inside. So that bevel there, what we've got there, that would be straight, and they bevel the inside of the tool. So it's that way. And they use the roughing gouge the same, but it's the bevel is there. I've never tried one. I'd be interested actually. I wouldn't mind trying one to see what it's like. But I don't want to do one of my gouges. Yeah, but that's what they do. They have it, and even on their like the spindle bowl gouge, the smaller gouges, the bevel is not on the outside. The bevel is on the inside. But they sharpen by hand because again they don't have all the sharpening systems and stuff. it's not available to them, so they have to deal with what they deal with. Right, I'm just waffling now, and I just for something to say. You know, I don't know why. I'm not waiting for anything to happen. I'm not passing time. I'm not like I waiting for a bus or anything like that. Chit chatting, and just that's it, guys. Right, toodle pip. I'll see you on the next one. Unless anyone's got anything to say. Any questions? No. Okay. That's it then. I'll let you go.
They'll come
Toodle
back to
pip.
you. Yeah.
See you on the next one, guys. Toodle pip. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah. Bye, guys.